put on. So the investors that I'm talking to are sort of getting back in the sectors where they think that this is going to be a positive, but they are still very cautious because we have seen this change so rapidly, which gets to that uncertainty point, Maurice.
Right. Are you surprised? Should we be surprised? Or did people see this coming all along? I'm wondering.
Well, I'm never surprised now when we talk about tariffs, Maurice.
Right.
That's the one thing you can be certain about.
Right.
No, people did not expect this today. And that's why you saw, sell-off happening, so much uncertainty in the market. And there's actually this metric that we track about uncertainty. Investors were predicting so much uncertainty over the next 30 days. So no one expected this. And I think right now investors, one actually texted me right before I got on with you, and he said, expect the unexpected. And that is what I'm telling my clients going forward.
Truly. Okay, Kelly, thank you so much. Let's go to Margaret Brennan now. She's in Washington. Margaret, do you have any sense of what led to this moment?
Well, Maurice, in some quick calls I made before coming to speak with you, I was trying to discern exactly that. What I can tell you is that there were two big things that happened today that would be weighing on President Trump's mind. One of them was not just the sell-off in stocks that's been ongoing, but a big shift here when it came to particularly foreign buyers not being very excited about buying U.S. government debt. That short-term debt sale that was supposed to happen, that happens on Wednesday and Thursday, there was a lack of interest from foreign buyers. So not necessarily foreign buyers coming in and selling U.S. government debt, which is how we finance a lot of things in this country, but a concern saying and showing that there is concern about the long-term and short-term economic health of the United States. Two, you also see over on Capitol Hill some concern about getting the president's budget framework through the House of Representatives. We know as of this weekend, the Speaker of the House was trying to voice confidence that he could get this budget framework through. This is the way they can sort of expedite the other plank of the president's economic platform. Remember, he promised all these tax cuts and funding the border and other Republican initiatives. That got harder for him when he saw some members of the Republican Party stand up and say, I don't like what you're doing in my state when it comes to farmers, for example, who are going to be hit by retaliatory tariffs or the fallout from them. So you had two things weighing on the president's mind there. One, the other plank of his economic platform may be in peril because of the sequencing being off since he went into a trade war without moving the other part of his economic platform first. So the votes were a problem. Also, when it came to the market, nervousness. And you can see, we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Index there and stocks. But if you look at the debt markets, there was a lot of concern there today. So those are two factors. As one investor said to me, the White House pulled the knife out of their own heart. This wasn't a victory. We did hear from the Treasury Secretary promise of future negotiations with the Japanese and the South Koreans. But CBS reporting to this point is that there isn't really a negotiation underway. There are talks about having talks. So there isn't a deal that was announced here. And when it comes to China, where the Treasury Secretary was saying he's really focused, we don't have any contact at this point.
Okay, Margaret, and as you're speaking there, we see the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, there speaking to reporters outside the White House. If Margaret's still there, I just want to ask you one more question there, Margaret. Can we read anything into the 90 days that the president is going to pause these tariffs? Does 90 days have anything to do with budget negotiations by any chance?
That's an interesting timetable to point to there. In terms of what we knew the expectations were for the votes on those things, that there is the hope that they could get the tax cuts and all that business done by August at the very latest. So the timetables and the sequencing, it's useful to take this off the table is the short answer to your question. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that as well. Margaret Brennan, thank you so much for the insight. Our coverage of the tariff pause will continue on CBS News 24/7, your local news, and tonight, of course, on the CBS Evening News. This has been a CBS News Special Report. I'm Maurice Dubois.
When you lotion up, what parts might get missed? This deprived dimple, that little curve, or this crease? Finally, you can get 24-hour lotion soft skin from your body wash. Introducing new formula Dove Body Wash, made with millions of